The Grow Drought Monitor this week improved just a little bit in Nebraska. 43% of the Cornhuskers stayed drought-free, 57% abnormally dry, the moderate category down to 2% from 4%. Kansas, on the other side, 100% abnormally dry, 62% moderate, and then there's severe. It's 36.31%, the southern part of the state, and kind of the southern southwest part of Kansas, 9.5 or 9.45 extreme drought. So more moisture definitely needed in the sunflower state. Well, our projection for temperatures for the month ahead, it looks like below normal temps northeast Nebraska, above normal temps southwest Kansas, otherwise normal in between. 3 months out, extreme northeast Nebraska, it looks like below normal temperature-wise, kind of the western or southwest third of Kansas, above normal as far as those temperatures are concerned. And then we look at the moisture outlook. 1 month out, normal for all of Nebraska, the southern half of Kansas, below normal. 3 months out, southwest Nebraska and basically the western half of Kansas will be below normal in the precip category according to the Climate Prediction Center. Otherwise, the rest of the area that's not colored in will be normal as far as precipitation is concerned. What about the week ahead? Well, the warm up and the warming trend kind of continues. It does drop out on us on Tuesday, 28. A slight chance of snow tomorrow night, a better chance Thursday night, but Valentine's Day looks wonderful with highs right around 46. Lows will be in the teens. The exception will be Thursday morning, right around 26. So how does that stack up to normal? Normal highs 38. Lows 17. We're going to average the week ahead right about on track, 36 and 16 respectively in that temperature spread. Here's the proverb: snow is the poor man's fertilizer and good crops will follow a winter of heavy snowfall. Well, the way it's been piling up a few inches here and there, it ends up at least covering the ground quite a bit. A lot of that, however, will melt off this week. That is a look at your Grow Report for this week. Join us again next week as we watch things grow.
We've sure loved getting some calving photos that we can share on the air with you. We're always looking for your farm and ranch pictures. An easy way to send them, look on our website. There's a little tab that says Chime In. It makes it easy to send those photos directly to the station so we can get them on the air. In an ever-changing world, some say cattlemen need to connect analog hearts to a digital world. Here's more from the American Angus Association.
It might be more convenient to look at far-off challenges and think you'll deal with them when they directly impact your bottom line. But one futurist says today's niche food consumption trends could change your cattle business quicker than you think.
Particularly from a producer's perspective, what's really important is not just to think maybe one step down the value or supply chain, but rather to the end consumer, an end consumer that's increasingly high maintenance. That's today 1 in 10 American millennials claim to be either vegetarian or vegan. You've got Bill Gates investing in, Impossible burgers, for example, or vegetarian burgers that bleed just like meat. And the consumer landscape is massively changing. And while those might be sort of micro trends right now, eventually what happens is that mind share actually leads to market share. And oftentimes there's a digital disconnect where they're not able to find the right information, and instead they find maybe disinformation online. And of course this is a problem for ranchers. If you don't take your storytelling into your own hands and amplify what actually goes on the farm, well then you sort of have your own, your own self to blame if the urban consumer is misinformed. So I think it's really important and certainly pertinent for the farmers and the ranchers to start telling their own story.
Sorman Nilsson grew up in a family business that's steeped in tradition, but he's recently watched his mother begin to adjust the sails.
And certainly in terms of her web presence, her social media presence, she's starting to now win what I call the digital minds and the analog hearts of tomorrow's customers. But I think any rancher who thinks that they're behind, well, that's probably a signal from the future that it's time to change today.
Some Central Nebraska farmers embrace high-tech solutions to protect the quality and quantity of water. That story up next.